In the heart of a dense, ancient forest, where winds whisper long-forgotten secrets and sacred trees stand like sentinels from ages past, there was a hidden realm known only to the wisest. This kingdom was ruled by a king named Dharmapala, whose name meant protector of Dharma. However, despite his noble name, Dharmapala was plagued by restlessness as his kingdom was on the verge of collapse. Crops failed, rivers dried up, and a shadow of despair covered the land. Belief in ancient spiritual teachings had weakened, and the once prosperous kingdom was on its way to ruin. Deep in the forest lived an old sage known only as the bamboo sage. He was a mysterious figure, rarely seen by the inhabitants of the kingdom. It was said that he possessed ancient knowledge, passed down from generation to generation, that could restore harmony and balance in times of great difficulty. King Dharmapala, in desperation, decided to seek out the bamboo sage. He believed that if he could learn the sage's secrets, he could save his kingdom. The king, accompanied by his faithful advisor, traveled for days until he found the wise man. Upon finding him, the king knelt and begged for the wisdom that could rescue his people. The bamboo sage, with eyes that reflected the serenity of an enlightened mind, accepted the king's request, but did not give him immediate answers. Instead, he asked the king and his advisor to remain with him in the forest for 7 days and nights, observing life around them without intervening. During the 7 days, the king and his advisor observed the natural cycle of the forest. They saw how bamboo, a humble and common plant, bent gracefully in the wind but never broke. They noticed how resiliently the bamboo grew even in the harshest conditions. They realized that, despite being a simple plant, bamboo possessed a remarkable inner strength, rooted in its flexibility and its ability to adapt. At the end of the 7th day, the bamboo sage finally spoke. Just like bamboo, a kingdom or a life can only flourish when there is a balance between strength and flexibility. The rigidity of pride and greed will break even the most powerful of kingdoms, but humility and the ability to adapt to change will bring lasting prosperity. King Dharmapala, touched by the simplicity and depth of the teaching, understood that he had ruled his kingdom with an iron fist, trying to control the uncontrollable, and that this had led to its downfall. He realized that to save his kingdom he needed not only strength but also the wisdom to yield, to be like the bamboo, which bends but never breaks. Returning to his palace, King Dharmapala implemented a new era of governance. He began to lead with compassion and flexibility, listening to the advice of his ministers but also responding to the needs of the people. He encouraged the practice of Buddhism in the kingdom, not as an imposing religion, but as a way of life that promoted inner and outer harmony. In time, the crops began to flourish again, the rivers began to flow again, and the kingdom regained its prosperity. The people, inspired by their king's transformation, began to live according to the teachings of Buddhism, adopting flexibility and resilience as fundamental principles in their lives. The kingdom of Dharmapala, once threatened by collapse, became an example of how true strength lies in the ability to adapt, to find balance between desire and acceptance, between control and surrender. The king, now known as the Wise Bamboo King, left a legacy of wisdom that would last for generations. The story of Dharmapala's kingdom is a powerful reminder of the importance of balance and flexibility in our lives. Just like bamboo, which bends but never breaks, we must learn to adapt to life's circumstances without losing our essence. True power, as Buddhism teaches us, is not in rigidity, but in the ability to find harmony in the midst of chaos, and peace in the midst of adversity.